Winning the Stanley Cup is the dream of every team in the NHL, but sadly, as it stands, only a few teams are positioned to make a run for this lofty dream. Along the way, fans and analysts speculate about the potential matchups that could occur come playoff time. So let's take a look at 5 intriguing Stanley Cup Final matchups that could take place this season. But before we start, hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications for more amazing updates. Number 5. New York Rangers versus Colorado Avalanche. Last season, both the Rangers and the Avalanche fell short in their dire quest to reach the Stanley Cup Final. The Avalanche's run was put to an abrupt stop after a loss in a tough series against the Dallas Stars, while the Rangers were outmatched by the eventual champions, the Florida Panthers. This season, however, both teams are poised to make a deep run, relying on their strengths, their recent squad revitalization, and some luck. The Colorado Avalanche had recently made very significant offseason moves. They signed Casey Mittelstadt to a 3-year deal after his solid 2023-24 season with 59 points, 15 goals, 44 assists in 82 games. Additionally, the Avalanche are negotiating with Jonathan Drouin, who had a resurgence with 56 points, 19 goals, 37 assists in 79 games. Logan O'Connor, another vital piece, is in line for an extension after his career-best 36 points last season. These signings and negotiations reinforce the Avalanche's depth and skill, positioning them as serious contenders for the 2025 Stanley Cup Finals. The New York Rangers, on the other hand, have not made much waves in the market so far, except for some free agent additions and some contract extensions. But they have a good squad and are expected to go as far as the Stanley Cup Finals next season. They signed defenseman Braden Schneider to a 2-year, $4.4 million contract extension, securing his solid defensive play for the next couple of seasons. Schneider had 18 points, 5 goals, 13 assists last season. They also re-signed Kaapo Kakko to a 1-year, $2.4 million extension. Kakko, who tallied 40 points, 15 goals, 25 assists in the 2023-24 season, will continue to provide offensive depth. These moves position the Rangers for a strong campaign, with a blend of defensive solidity and offensive firepower crucial for a deep playoff run. A potential matchup between these two hockey juggernauts would feature the scoring prowess of Nathan MacKinnon against the elite goaltending of Igor Shesterkin. Predicting the winner is challenging, but the Avalanche could edge out the Rangers in a thrilling 7-game series. Number 4. Florida Panthers versus Vegas Golden Knights. In a possible rematch of the 2023 Cup Final, the Florida Panthers face the Golden Knights once again. This time, the Panthers use their experience to dominate the series, winning back-to-back cups. Meanwhile, the Golden Knights surpass expectations, making it to the final once more. The Florida Panthers are quite gearing up for a time like this. Another shot at the Stanley Cup Finals in 2025, and their strategic moves this summer have bolstered their chances significantly. Key contract extensions and crucial signings have set them up to be a formidable contender. First and foremost, the Panthers secured forward Sam Reinhart with an 8-year deal. Reinhart's coming off a stellar 2023-24 season where he scored 57 goals and added 37 assists, totaling 94 points. His postseason heroics were equally impressive, notching 16 points in 24 games, including the game-winning goal in the critical Game 7 against the Edmonton Oilers. On the defensive side, Gustav Forsling's 8-year extension at $5.75 million annually is a game-changer and had Anton Lundell ink a 6-year contract extension. The Panthers also shored up their defense by re-signing Dmitry Kulikov to a 4-year extension. Kulikov, with 20 points and a +15 rating in the last season, also adds depth and experience to the blue line. Despite losing key players like Brandon Montour and Oliver Ekman-Larsson, these strategic signings and extensions ensure that the Panthers have a robust core. With Reinhart's scoring prowess, Forsling's defensive capabilities, Lundell's two-way excellence, and Kulikov's stability, the Florida Panthers are well equipped to make a deep playoff run and potentially reach the 2025 Stanley Cup Finals. The Vegas Golden Knights also secured defenseman Noah Hanifin from Calgary and signed him to an 8-year extension. Hanifin, who posted 38 points, 7 goals, 31 assists last season, brings stability and experience to the blue line. Additionally, the Golden Knights traded goalie Logan Thompson to the Capitals, clearing cap space for potential re-signings like Jonathan Marchessault. Thompson had a solid .908 save percentage and a 25-14-5 record last season. These key acquisitions and strategic cap management position Vegas as strong contenders for the 2025 Stanley Cup Finals. For Florida fans, this rematch is a chance for sweet revenge against Vegas. And for Vegas fans, a return to the Cup Final highlights another successful season. Both fan bases eagerly anticipate the clash, but the Panthers' newfound prowess suggests a more decisive outcome in their favor. Number 3. Boston Bruins versus Dallas Stars. The Bruins may face the Stars in what promises to be one of the best Stanley Cup final matchups in recent history. With a balanced lineup, the Stars will, however, outlast the Bruins in a tough 7-game series, but fans can expect a thrilling blend of scoring, checking, and stellar goaltending. The Dallas Stars were arguably the best team in the league last season until their special teams fell against the sword of the Oilers in the Western Conference Finals. After impressive victories over Vegas and Colorado, the Stars faced a disappointing exit to the Oilers, whose special teams excelled. Despite this setback, the Stars are set to remain contenders for years to come. Boasting one of the youngest cores in the NHL and valuable playoff experience, they have a bright future ahead. The team's depth was evident last season, with half the roster recording 20 or more points during the regular season. This impressive balance makes the Stars strong contenders against Colorado as Western Conference favorites. With a mix of seasoned players and emerging stars, Dallas is poised to build on their success and challenge for the Stanley Cup in the near future. The Boston Bruins are also quite primed for this strong run at the 2025 Stanley Cup Finals, thanks to several strategic offseason moves. Bruins signed Elias Lindholm, who tallied 44 points last season, 15 goals, 29 assists, from Calgary to a 7-year deal. On defense, the Bruins added Nikita Zadorov from Vancouver with a 6-year contract and also bolstered their forward group by signing Max Jones from Anaheim. These key signings and extensions ensure the Bruins have depth, skill, and experience needed to be serious contenders in the 2025 playoffs. What a stellar addition, but I still think the Stars will ace the matchup. What do you think? The series will ultimately boil down to a showdown between netminders Jake Oettinger and Jeremy Swayman, offering one of the most intriguing battles of the decade. This matchup is set to captivate NHL fans, showcasing the finest elements of hockey in a fiercely contested championship. Number 2. Carolina Hurricanes versus Vancouver Canucks. In this series, fans will witness two of the NHL's most talented teams. The Canucks boast impressive scoring, solid goaltending, and character players like Quinn Hughes. The Hurricanes, led by one of the league's best coaches, feature a deep lineup with stars like Sebastian Aho. The Carolina Hurricanes could easily win next year's Stanley Cup due to their reliable goaltending and veteran presence. They've also been one of the league's top regular season performing teams over the last few years, but have always failed to reach the Stanley Cup Finals. The perception around is that can all change if the club brings back Jake Guentzel and another winger to add some more firepower around Sebastian Aho, Seth Jarvis, and Martin Nichas. But guess what? The Hurricanes have not brought Jake back yet, but they have made one hell of a significant move towards the 2024-25 season that we can't ignore. First, the Hurricanes locked in their star center, Sebastian Aho, with an 8-year, $78 million extension. Aho led the team with 67 points, 36 goals, and 31 assists in the 2023-24 season and had consistently been the team's top scorer and a key player in both the regular season and playoffs. On the defensive end, Jacob Slavin's 8-year extension worth $51 million ensures that one of the NHL's most reliable defensemen remains in Carolina. Slavin posted 37 points in 81 games last season while maintaining a strong presence on the blue line, averaging over 20 minutes of ice time per game. His two-way play and leadership are crucial for the Hurricanes' defensive stability. Additionally, the re-signing of Jordan Matnook to a 3-year deal worth $3.05 million per year solidifies the team's forward depth. Finally, the Hurricanes extended Jack Drury's contract for 2 years at $3.45 million. With these critical signings, the Hurricanes have not only maintained their core, but also positioned themselves as serious contenders for the 2025 Stanley Cup. The Vancouver Canucks also signed Filip Hronek to an 8-year, $58 million extension after his stellar 2023-24 season, where he posted 48 points and averaged 23 minutes and 26 seconds of ice time per game and secured Elias Pettersson with a $94 million 8-year extension. Peterson's career-high 39 goals and 63 assists last season cemented his status as the team's offensive linchpin. Additionally, they're linked to Jake Guentzel, who scored 77 points in 67 games. His potential addition would significantly boost their scoring depth. These moves, combining Hronek's defensive reliability and Peterson's offensive brilliance, position the Canucks as formidable contenders for the 2025 Stanley Cup Finals. Their strengthened roster is set to compete at the highest level. This matchup promises excitement and drama. While the Hurricanes have the experience and depth to potentially win in 6 games, the Canucks could surprise everyone and capture their first Stanley Cup in franchise history. Overall, it's a series that hockey fans won't want to miss. Number 1. Toronto Maple Leafs versus Edmonton Oilers. What could be better than Connor McDavid versus Austin Matthews? In this scenario, the Oilers return to the final for the second consecutive year, while the Maple Leafs finally break through, reaching their first Stanley Cup final since 1967, led by Matthews. Re-signing Joseph Woll to a 3-year, $11 million deal ensures stability in the Maples' crease. Woll, who posted a 12-11-1 record with a .907 save percentage last season, also shone in the playoffs with a .964 save percentage. Adding Anthony Stolarz on a 2-year, $5 million contract also bolsters their goaltending depth. Stolarz had an impressive 16-7-2 record and a .925 save percentage with the Florida Panthers. After an extremely active July 1 that saw the Oilers bring in Victor Arvidsson and Jeff Skinner while retaining UFAs Connor Brown, Adam Henrique, and Matthias Janmark, they could possibly end Canada's Stanley Cup drought. Well, that's if they can part ways with Corey Perry and retain Leon Draisaitl. If they manage to maintain their core and build on their success, the Oilers could finally bring the cup back to Canada. This thrilling series should go down to the wire, with goaltending being the decisive factor. The Oilers' Jeff Skinner edges out the Leafs' Joseph Woll, securing Edmonton's first cup since 1990. For the Leafs, this successful season silences critics and sets the stage for a potential dynasty in the years to come. So what do you think about these potential matchups? Let us know down in the comments. And please hit that subscribe button now so you don't miss the more mind-blowing showdowns that are coming your way.